Achilles tendonitis is another common foot problem that we deal with. We're going to want to, let's go to the Orthotics builder here. This is the front page of MackenzieOrthotics.net. The Orthotics builder will allow us to build a foot orthotic that's customized to someone with Achilles tendonitis. This is a case study of a 39-year-old, 240-pound male who we could call a weekend warrior. He works at a desk all week and plays sports on the weekends, golf, or basketball, that sort of thing. He's developed left Achilles tendonitis. He's tender on palpation over the left Achilles at the distal aspect of the tendon. He's also painful with activity in the same area. He is a severe pronator. During gait, he pronates aggressively. He has low arches, stands in calcaneal valgum. He has forefoot varus deformities on assessment, and also restricted ankle dorsiflexion bilaterally. So to build an orthotic for this person, we need to first make sure we have an account number. If you do not have one, the application form is right here. You can apply. We review the application, and once you're approved, we set you up with an account number so you can use the system. Okay, base shell, he's 240 pounds. We're going to want a reinforced shell. He's a pronator. Usually I recommend anything over 225 pounds to go with a reinforced shell. Top covers, we're going to want a sport cover. Let's do 5/32 Spanko. It's a green cover. He's a golfer. For some reason, they seem to like these Spanko top covers. It's pretty much the same type of material as a neoprene. This one's just a slight bit thicker than this 1/8 neoprene, but either would be fine. Bottom covers. Let's go just with a 4-foot reinforcement on this one. That's a good thick cushion top already. If we get too thick, it's harder to fit in shoes. The vinyl should do the trick. Allow him to fit it in his golf shoes. Still put it in his shoes at work. Metatarsal pads, none. Heel pads, none. Arch pads, he does not need those either. Heel stabilizers. Okay, ideally with this guy I would go with heel lifts and stabilizers, which when you have a polypropylene shell, in order to put a heel lift, you do need the stabilizer built in with it. Okay, unfortunately those are fairly expensive. I'll show you another option as well in a couple of minutes here, but this would be ideal. He's a pronator as well. Those stabilizers reinforce that orthotics to help prevent the pronation. What they look like, okay, is, where are we here? Is this, okay, so it puts a bigger surface and really stabilizes that shell of the orthotic. But typically the shell looks more like this without that stabilizer on there, and it kind of rocks a little bit with your foot. There's a flat spot that sits in the shoe, but when you get that stabilizer on there, it really stabilizes things a lot more. Okay, Morton's extensions we do not need. Rear foot posting, I'm not going to use rear foot posting. We didn't see any rear foot deformities, and the stabilizer does really help control that movement. We're going to try and do a little bit more control through the forefoot with a 4-foot varus post. He was aggressively pronating. Varus 1/8 post on the forefoot. Now these are also expensive. This guy is going to end up with a fairly expensive device because of the type of problem he has. And one way to cut down that expense would be to change the way we do the heel lifts. And like I said, I'll show you that in a minute because we have to fit this in here first. So, shoe size. Okay, so he's a size 12. So there we have the orthotic built for a 39-year-old, 240-pound weekend warrior. Okay, who has Achilles tendonitis? Now notice I put the heel lifts on both sides. It was just the left that he was getting the symptoms on. The postings on both sides because of his foot shape and foot type. You know, both Achilles were restricted as far as the dorsiflexion movement goes, and he had a varus deformity on both forefeet, both of the forefoot on both sides. you know, his positioning was pretty much symmetrical, so we want to keep things fairly even, symmetrical, especially when you're dealing with heel lifts. You don't want to stick one on one side because the symptoms are on that side unless there is an obvious leg length difference, because you can cause all kinds of other issues if you do that. Alright, so that is that. You just hit add to cart. You could buy the orthotic. The other option is to do this without a heel stabilizer and add that to the cart, and then what you can do is continue shopping, go to accessories, and just get a pair of 1/8 heel lifts that are separate from the orthotics. You can click that, and they just come. You can stick them in underneath the orthotics. They're 1/8 inch corks, same height as what we would have used, but they can go in and out. You can remove them. They're less expensive than building them directly onto the orthotic. These are $9 for 2. Add that to your cart, and as you can see, you have them both there ready to go. Okay. So if you hit checkout, what'll happen is it'll take you to the form to fill out your address for shipping and all that type of stuff, and the credit card form. So that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call. Phone number is up here. Also, the number is also down here, but there's a contact form, an email contact form right here that you can use to contact me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Make it a great day.